is that tuples and strings are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. So ये वो चीजें हैं जो कि आपको you have to keep in mind while working with these data types. Okay, so let's look at the first sequence type, which is tuples. Tuples are defined using parentheses and commas. So we have a tuple tu that we might have ये arrows जो है greater than sign वाले, ठीक है. So ये indicate करते हैं कि यार हम इसको command line पे try out कर रहे थे. You might try it out in your program .py या maybe in Jupyter notebook, ठीक है. So हमने डिफाइन किया एक टपल जिसमें हमने एक मिक्स्ड, जिसे हमने कहा था कि मिक्स्ड डेटा, हमने मिक्स टाइप का डेटा हमने पुट कर दिया, जिसमें एक टपल भी है, एक स्ट्रिंग भी है, एक ABCDEF, ठीक है. और एंड वी हैव इंटीजर्स लाइक 23, फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट नंबर्स लाइक 4.56 एंड सो ऑन, ठीक है. सो we are very flexible with what we put in tuples. So lists are defined using square brackets and commas. So once again, li is a list. Square brackets में हमने मुख्तलिफ उसके elements डाल दिए, ठीक है. So again we have mixed data types, ठीक है. So ये इस वक्त in initial examples, this is very important to illustrate what type of data you might put in or you might expect in various data type. So list में again आपके पास mixed data type का data आ गया. Then we have string, and we are looking at different strings. st, one is defined using double quotes, another is defined using single quote. Okay. So Ali Raza, आप why are you requesting control? I don't know. Ali Raza requested control for some reason. Should I deny it? I mean, obviously, I'm not giving you control of my presentation. So let's move on. Okay, then we have multi-line string that is using triple quote. So we on this slide we looked at 3 different data types and their definition, and we developed familiarity with how data types are working. So let's look at sequence type 2. We can access the individual members of a tuple list or string using square brackets, array notation. So you are familiar with array notation in, should I look at, okay, that's fine. How do I go back to, okay, ये बड़ा मसला है इसमें. Okay, yes, I am back to my slides. Okay, so how do we access individual members of these sequence types? So the typical access mechanism is using square brackets. So for example, to access the second element of a tuple tu, we just type tu square bracket 1. And if you want to access similarly the second element of a list, then you would say li 1. So first element li 0 hoga, and so on. And the same thing works for a string as well. So that shows their access mechanism or their functionality for access is quite similar. Okay. So the indexing, positive and negative indexing, that this is another thing that we need to understand is that these sequence types have positive and negative indexes. So for example, their indexes like start with 0 from the left, and then the second element is T1 and third element is T2 and so on. But there is a negative indexing as well. The the rightmost element is -1. So T -1 gives you t minus 3 gives you basically 4.56. Is that okay? 0, 1, 2. That might not be correct because 0, 1. Oh no, sorry, that is correct because def is -1. Then this tuple 2, 3 is -2, and 4.56 from the negative indexing, that is -3. Okay, so that's how positive and negative indexing is working. Okay, then another key concept is slicing. So slicing means that you want to return, a copy, a subset of a sequence type. So for example, once again, you have a tuple defined with parentheses, and you want to return, a copy of the subset of the original tuple. So for example, you want to get, the 3 elements starting from 1 to 4. So, uh, if you type t square bracket 1 to 4, that gives you element 1, element with index 1, element with index 2, and element with index 3. The 4th element is excluded. Okay. Similarly, for slicing, you might also use, the negative indexing. So you might combine negative indexing with positive indexing. So for example, we are saying T1 colon means 2, 1, 2, -1. So we know that -1 is the last element, the rightmost element, def. So that means that 1, 2, 2, 3 again. So ABC 4.56 and 2, 3 are returned. So that might be an advantage to you in some cases where you want to get a subset with by using a mixed by mixing indices of different types, positive indices and negative indices. Okay. Do you have any question? I can't hear you.
नो सर एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो हम लिस्ट को अभी देख रहे हैं, लिस्ट के जो इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं तो हमें ब्रैकेट यूज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन लिस्ट को हम एक लिस्ट कीवर्ड यूज करके भी ना मतलब डिक्लेयर भी कर सकते हैं, इनिशियलाइज भी कर सकते हैं। आवाज आ रही है आपको मेरी?
जी जी, दैट्स अ कमेंट राइट।
कौन सा?
टिपिकली हम लिस्ट का एलिमेंट नहीं यूज कर रहे होते, हम इसी तरह पैरेंथेसिस या स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट से बेसिकली डिफाइन कर रहे होते हैं, बट देयर आर सर्टेन सिचुएशंस जहाँ पे में भी हम कन्वर्जन्स कर रहे होते हैं या कुछ, तो वहाँ पे में भी हम डिक्शनरी या लिस्ट या डेटा फ्रेम के वर्ड
नहीं सर, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये नहीं था। मेरा क्वेश्चन था कि लिस्ट को हम एक स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट जो है सिंटैटिकली डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं एम्प्टी लिस्ट, और एक हम लिस्ट कीवर्ड यूज करके, इसका कंस्ट्रक्टर होता है ना, वो यूज करके भी कर सकते हैं। तो दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है?
आई डोंट थिंक सो कि एनी डिफरेंस है, मुझे मेरे इल्म में नहीं है, मतलब मैंने नहीं स्टडी किया। अगर आपके इल्म में है तो आप बता दें।
नहीं, मुझे डिफरेंस एग्जैक्टली नहीं पता, लेकिन इनकी ऑप्टिमाइजेशन है, एक जो है ना ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट है, जो हम लिस्ट स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट यूज़ करके हम करते हैं ना, वो ज़्यादा ऑप्टिमाइज्ड है एज कम्पेयर अगर हम लिस्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर यूज़ करें।
मुझे नहीं क्लियर। मैं टिपिकली डेटा फ्रेम के साथ मोस्ट रिसेंटली ये दोनों तरीके यूज़ किए हैं। यूजुअली ये हो रहा होता है कि आप बाद ऑपरेशंस जो है ना वो एक स्पेसिफिक डेटा टाइप के साथ परफॉर्म करते हैं, ठीक है। तो जब आप डेटा टाइप के साथ खेल रहे होते हैं तो बाज़ औक़ात आपको क्लियर नहीं होता कि ये वो स्पेसिफिक डेटा टाइप है कि नहीं। फॉर एग्जांपल, हो सकता है आपको एरे आ रहा हो और आपको लिस्ट पे प्रोसेसिंग कर रहे हैं तो वो ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट हो। तो ये वो सिनेरियोज होते हैं जहाँ पे कि हम लिस्ट या डिक्शनरी या डेटा फ्रेम का कीवर्ड यूज़ करते हैं, ये मुझे पता है, ठीक है। क्योंकि इस तरह हम इंश्योर कर लेते हैं कि यार जो ऑपरेशन अप्लाई होना है वो प्रॉपर उसके साथ इंश्योर्ड वे में अप्लाई हो और वो बाकी एफिशिएंट हो। अगर हम ऐसा ना करें तो फिर बहुत दफ़ा आपको जिसको कहते हैं डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट नहीं मिल रहे होते या आपका ऑपरेशन इनएफिशिएंट हो जाता है। सो ये मेरा इस पे जिसको कहना चाहिए ना, मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव इस पे ये है कि इन मैनी केसेस आप इंश्योर करो कि आप कौन सी डेटा स्ट्रक्चर यूज कर रहे हो, ठीक है, और उसके मुताबिक फिर आप अपने ऑपरेशंस उस पर परफॉर्म करो। तो बाकी जो है ये फिर ब्रॉडर कंपैरिजन में करके देख लूंगा एंड देन आई विल गेट बैक टू यू, ठीक है।
ओके
ओके, सो we were we were studying or we were trying to understand slicing of sequence type. So once again we have a tuple and we want slicing different ways में होती है, ठीक है। So for example बाज़ औक़ात आपकी requirement ये होती है कि शुरू से मुझे दो सेकंड इंडेक्स तक एलिमेंट्स दे दो, ठीक है ना। तो हम कहेंगे :2, ठीक है। तो फर्स्ट 2 एलिमेंट्स हमें मिल जाएंगे, जो 2 इंडेक्स वाला एलिमेंट है वो उसमें से ओमिट हो जाएगा। सो ओमिट द फर्स्ट इंडेक्स टू मेक अ कॉपी स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द कंटेनर, ठीक है। सो ये जो स्टार्ट कोलन एंड का सिंटैक्स है, ठीक है ना, उसमें आप स्टार्ट को ओमिट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, एंड यू कैन जस्ट यूज कोलन एंड, ठीक है। सो दैट्स वन वे टू रिटर्न अ स्लाइस, ठीक है। Another way to return a slice is you might omit the second index, ठीक है ना। So you might say start from here and give me all the elements to the end, ठीक है। तो ये these are different ways to different conveniences to make your logic, ठीक है ना। So in the example here is that we want all the elements started with the second element, so 0 1 2 4 5 6 is the second element colon टिल एंड। तो डेफ तक हमें सारे एलिमेंट्स जो है वो मिल जाते हैं। सो हम कहीं पे भी एक सीक्वेंस टाइप में हो सकते हैं एंड वी कैन गेट all the elements from the start or all the elements till end using this colon syntax, ठीक है। So that was our goal to understand the the slicing, which is very interesting and very powerful mechanism for manipulating data. Our next key area is copying the whole sequence, ठीक है। That's what you might need in some cases, ठीक है। So to make a copy of an entire sequence, you can use a square bracket colon syntax, ठीक है। तो अगर आपको सारे एलिमेंट्स कहीं पे भी चाहिए इंक्लूडिंग जस्ट फॉर द डिस्प्ले पर्पस, ठीक है, तो यू कैन यूज t square bracket colon, okay. Then there is another example, list2 is equal to list1, and we probably discussed this in our first lecture as well. If we do an assignment like that, then that means that these two variable names list1 and list2, they refer to the same object, ओके। वो एक सेम ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है वो एक मेमोरी लोकेशन को हम कहते हैं, ठीक है ना। और उस मेमोरी लोकेशन में जो डेटा होता है उसके मुताबिक पाइथन जो है उसकी टाइप सेट कर लेता है, ठीक है। सो दैट मीन्स दैट list1 and list2 are pointing to the same object, okay. And a side effect with that is that if you change one, then the object changes, then all the pointers change accordingly, okay. So another way that we might avoid that kind of thing is we might do list2 is equal to list1 square bracket colon, and that means that now list2 is a copy, an independent copy of list1, ठीक है। So square bracket colon जो है that gives you a copy, or especially for a sequence type like list, in many cases you might need an independent copy of the list to do some destructive manipulation of the data structure. So then basically you need to make a copy of that, okay. So we said that tuples are immutable, okay. So how do you know, for example, how can you verify, or if you forget that a tuple is mutable or not, what might you get, so there's a tuple t with the same elements, and then we want to set the element with index 2 to 3.14, and the Python will give you some error that would say object does not support item assignment, you can't change a tuple, etc. Okay, so what you can do in that case, obviously you have got a tuple and you can't change it, then you have to create a new copy of it. Okay, it's just copy the data into a new variable name. Okay, let's look at lists. So here is a list li, defined with square brackets, and lists are mutable, and we want to check that out because in last slide we saw that we could not change a tuple and it threw an error. So we set the element with index 1 to 45, and then we don't get any error. We just display li and we see okay the list change in place. We did not have to create a new copy of the data structure and make a change in it and then assign it to the same variable or to a different variable. So we can change it in place, and that means that it is mutable. So name li points to the same memory reference when you are done. So actually we basically change the whatever memory location was 23 with 45. Okay, so the reason that we use different data structures means that different data structures have different operations and they have different performance. So mutability of list means that they are not as fast as tuples. So tuples are faster than lists, but they are not they are immutable, and lists are mutable. Okay, so once again we have a list li and we want to do some operations on it. So we know that it is mutable, so we will just append a new element a to it. We can insert an element in the second place. Okay, so we do li dot insert. So second place में हमारे पास I आ गया है, ठीक है ना, और जो अगले elements हैं they have moved up the places. So we can insert an element between two elements. So we can get index of an element, like for example li dot index b, that gives you the index of the element b. We can get a count of the elements as well, number of occurrences of the element, like for example you want to find how many b's we have got there. So we do li dot count b, and that gives you 2. We can remove certain elements as well, like we want to remove b, and you can list the elements of the li by typing its name, and it will give you whatever you now have in the list li. Okay, so there is a reverse operation available as well. So you can say li dot reverse parentheses, and it would reverse the list in place. You can sort the list as well, li dot sort parentheses, and it would sort the list, and you can sort using some user defined function as well. So lists are complex, so maybe you are sorting it according to your own whatever logic that might be, according to the data structure. Okay, so your tuples versus lists. So lists are slower but more powerful than tuples. Okay, so you saw that we had lots of operations on the list that obviously would make your life easier. This can be modified, and they have lots of handy operations we can perform on them. Tuples are immutable and they have fewer operations. Okay. And as we said, we were discussing that earlier, the typical use of the list function is, a list operation is that we want to convert from one data structure to the other data structure. So for example, to convert between tuples and lists, we use list and tuples function. So you have a tuple tu, you call list on that, and it becomes a list. Similarly, you have a tuple, you have a list li and you call tuple operation on that, and it converts it into the tuple tu. So that's how we typically use list and tuple. Probably the data structures are comparable. One is slower, the other is faster. One has more operation, the other has fewer operations. But uh, the basic purpose of these operations, list and tuples, is basically creation or conversion, as we might need them. Okay. So, manipulating list, we studied like adding elements, we looked at referencing, we looked at copying list elements, and so on. So you can watch the movie on your own, the video on your own. Let's look at operators. You are familiar with operators. So there's an in operator, so for example, you have a list P and you want to make a decision whether certain element is in the list or not, like 3 is in the list or not. 3 in T, that would give you false. 4 in T, that would give you true. Then we have not in as well, and so on. You might apply the same operation on a string named A, also C in A, and then CD in A, C in A. So in the same way, an operator works on different sequence types. Then you have plus operator. So plus operator produces a new tuple, a list or string whose value is the concatenation of its arguments. So when you use it on sequence type, so plus works in a different way. So you have two tuples, 1, 2, 3, and you plus it with 4, 5, 6. Then you have a new tuple with all the elements in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, you have two lists, 1, 2, 3, and you plus it with 4, 5, 6. You have a bigger list with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have two strings, hello and world, and plus them, and you get a single string, hello world. So that's how plus operator would work with sequence types. Then you have steric operator. This operator once again produces a new tuple, list, or string in short sequence types that repeats the original content. So if you use steric with a tuple 1, 2, 3, so steric 3, then that repeats 1, 2, 3 3 times and create a new tuple for you. If you do it with the list, so if you do 1, 2, 3 steric 3, then you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you have hello steric 3, then that would give you 3 times hello. Okay. You also have an extend method, which also does the extension. So we just compare extend with plus operator. So plus creates a fresh list. Okay, with new memory reference. Extend operates on list in place. So your depends on your intention. So if your intention is that you want to extend the list li by adding new elements, 987, then you would say li dot extend parenthesis square bracket 987, and that the same list will be extended with new elements. Okay. Now, okay. So but if you do plus, then that creates a new list. Okay. We might just compare it with append as well. So if we do li dot append, so there's a difference between extend and append as well. So if we do li dot append and we give it a list with elements 10, 11, 12, then what you would get is we are actually making the new list 10, 11, 12 part of the list li. So in the previous case, in the extend case, we just got the elements of the list and added those to the list. In the append case, we have added a new list to an existing list. Okay, so I hope, I mean, having this basic background on list and its operation would help you in making better use of the list. At least it would remind you, you might remember these things, and you might avoid certain crazy bugs that you might be putting in place. It's always useful to have a refresher of this sort. Let's look at the NumPy library. NumPy is the very important library that obviously we use quite a lot. Okay, I missed on completing the overview, so let's get into it. So why NumPy? The first thing is, why do we need NumPy? Okay, so let's understand that first. So you have certain data structures, like you have a list. In this case, we have a list of height. So we have height of a number of people. Then we have got another list with weights of some people. Okay, and our intention is calculating BMI using this formula, weight by height raised to the power 2. Okay, so when we do this, we get an error. It says type error, unsupported operand types for double steric list and int. So that says, okay, that these numeric operations are not actually somehow supported on the list. So that's the reason that we use NumPy. NumPy stands for numeric Python. It is an alternative to Python list. It gives you an alternative to Python list, which is your NumPy array. ठीक है? अब list जो हैं, they are not, they are just containers of data. They are not, optimized for operations on the data, numeric operations on the data, to be more precise. NumPy, basically facilitates that, so you can do calculations on entire arrays using NumPy. It's very easy and fast. You can install it by using either conda install NumPy or pip3 install NumPy from the command prompt. So once you have set it up, then you can get into the numeric computations. So we do the import NumPy as NP. Then we convert our list of height, which is named as height, into an array, NP height. So then you can look at your array, NP array height. Similarly, you convert weight, which was a list, to a NumPy array, NP weight, and then we calculate BMI by using BMI is equal to NumPy NP weight divided by NP height raised to the power 2, and that gives you the after calculations, that gives you the desired results. So let's look at the issues with lists and why we use NumPy arrays for doing calculations. So okay, I mean, we understand the issues with the list, that you can't do numeric computations on them, and then you have to use NumPy arrays for doing those calculations. Then we have ND arrays. You might have 2D NumPy array. NumPy arrays have a single type. So that's also an important thing to know. अब आपके पास एक लिस्ट होगी जिसमें के मल्टीपल डेटा टाइप्स मिक्स्ड अप होंगी, ठीक है ना? तो you can't obviously convert that into a NumPy array. So NumPy array has to have a single type, and we look at subsetting. Okay. So let's look at the basics of data analysis. That's one of the first things that you would be doing. So get to know your data. When you get started with data analysis, you just look at the head of the data or tail of the data, or you get a sample of the data to which are just a few rows to get familiarity with the data, and then obviously you no matter how big the data is, you calculate certain stats on the data. So let's look at the data. So we imported NumPy, and then we have a data structure NP city, which is a NumPy array with some data for the city, which is probably heights and weights of the people in the city, and we want to understand what's the relationship between height and weight of the people. So if you want to probably the first column is the height. So in meters, I don't remember exactly. So if you want to get the mean for that, so we can do NP square brackets, colon all the rows, the first column, and that gives you, then we can get the median height. We can get correlation between the two features, which are height and weight, and we are assuming that one is in first column, the other is in second column. ठीक है, तो वो हमें उसका correlation दे देता है. Okay. Then we can look at the standard deviation, and there are some other operations as well. So NumPy, using NumPy, you can get all the basic essential stat, median, mean, standard deviation, etc. Okay. One of interesting things and very important things is is the ability to generate data. Okay, so probably one of the reasons that we were looking at mean and median of our data set and standard deviation of our data set was to generate data. There were probably very few points in our data set. So let's say we had heights and weights of the people in the AI team. So we had maybe around 20 people, data for around 20 points, and we wanted to get a larger data sets for all the people in I2C. So for that purpose, we are generating data. So we have some understanding of the data. So according to that understanding, we are generating the bigger data set. So assuming that there are 5,000 people in I2C, so what we do is we call np.random.normal. So we are assuming that we have a normal distribution, and the average height is 1.75 meters, and people are roughly distributed around plus minus 0.2 standard deviations, and we need 2,000 points. 5,000 points. So अब हमने 5,000 लोगों की height का एक NP array generate कर लिया है height में. ठीक है. Similarly, to generate height for weight for 5,000 people. So अब हमारा ख्याल है कि यार जो middle weight है, ठीक है ना, mean जो है हमारे पास weight का वो 60 है around, और plus minus 15 standard deviation जो है ना हमारे पास आपकी distributed है लोग. So which is very small, and again we get 5,000 points for that. ठीक है. And we we combine them by calling np.columnStack height and weight, and that gives you an NP array of NP city. So that's how you can generate any data set. You might get 1,000 points for certain data set, and then you might calculate certain the basic statistics on that, and then you might play with those statistics to generate 10,000 additional points, and then basically you might do training on that, and hopefully if your assumptions about the data are correct, then hopefully that enhanced data set would give you the desired results with your training, modeling effort, and so on. So we have a list of heights of a family, like 1.73, 1.68, and so on. And if you need the maximum height, then you can call maximum function on that. So you might call it tallest. You can round numbers, and you can get help on round as well. So the basic statistics that you saw earlier, those help you understand your data by giving you mean, median, correlation, and things like that. And you might use that understanding for a number of purposes. That might help you to build a better model. That might help you to seize the data quality issue in your data. That might help you to generate additional data points for better analysis and so on. I have got a Kaggle notebook with all these examples and everything. So if you have any questions, then please let's have the discussion. Do I have anyone listening to me, or is it everyone turned off at?
No, Dr. Saab, absolutely we are with you.
नहीं सर, बिल्कुल हम सुन रहे हैं आपकी बातें
Yes, Dr.
और
Saab.
स्लाइड्स भी देख रहे हैं और कुछ नहीं खोला हुआ।
जी जी
और कुछ नहीं खोला हुआ?
जी जी, I can assure you.
Okay, कोई issue नहीं है. I hope it was useful for you. So if you have any questions, anything else that you want to add, so it's good to get your feedback, to listen to you what you might have got to say. कोई तो आ जाए मैदान में.
मेरे ख्याल से सर ये आपकी वीडियो ऑन हो गई।